Well, welcome everybody to our intro to Aslan's strategic assets. I'm Shelley Barnaby, along with my husband Jim. I am the COO of Asland, and he is also a business partner with the company. And we have a background over the last 8 years of being involved, particularly with precious metals and later with cryptocurrency. We're longtime entrepreneurs and business owners. And so we are here tonight to give you a little introduction into what we know about strategic assets and exactly why that might be something that you would be interested in joining us with as well. So I have actually been on the computer for many hours, so I don't normally do this from the library in here, but this is where I need to be plugged in tonight. So I appreciate that you're willing to look at my messy library in the background there. I want to be very clear right out of the gate that we're not licensed financial advisors. We do happen to be financial coaches, but the people that are leading you in this business are not doing so as financial advisors. We offer the opportunity to participate with companies that have accounts in strategic assets, and we provide some education around that, but we always want to be very transparent and upfront that it's up to you to do your own due diligence and to look at the array of what we offer and choose what's best and right for you among what we have going on. So tonight we're going to very quickly go over what it means when we talk about strategic assets. We're going to talk about some precious metals, some rare earth and technology metals. We're going to talk about how to protect yourself against impending inflation and what that looks like. Evaluate the different kinds of terms that we offer through our services, and go over a little bit about how to acquire strategic assets. And each time I do one of these live presentations, I often will focus a little more or less on one of our opportunities. And so tonight I'm going to talk really specifically about the one that I think is a really good starting point for our business partners and brand new customers as well. But first, let's talk a little bit about when I say strategic assets, I'm really talking about anything that's rare and valuable that you physically own. It's kind of tangible, right? It would be your home, it would be precious metals, it would be the other tech metals and rare earth that we talk a little bit about. And the reason we call them strategic assets is because they hold a store of value by providing a hedge against inflation, which means that as the amount that a dollar or that fiat currency will buy, as that decreases because prices are going up, 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 the very thing that you own that is physical and tangible stays constant in its ability to purchase goods and services. It stays stable over time. So, for example, the price of gold has changed a lot over the years. Like gold has been in use as an exchange for goods and services for nearly 4,000 years. And if you look back, even 2000 BC, the amount of something that gold would purchase has pretty much stayed constant. What an ounce of gold bought then is about the same amount that an ounce of gold buys now, even though that price may be very, very different. So, what we're facing today is this massive inflation of our US dollar. If you go back to 1913, when the Federal Reserve was created and a dollar was a dollar, and look at it. In fact, like if we pulled this out even further, I've seen charts that show that the dollar has actually lost about 98% of its purchasing power. And what that looks like in terms of dollars, that means that something that cost $100 in 1971 would cost $659 today to buy the same goods or services. So over those 50 years, you're looking at a 559% inflation rate. On the other hand, what if you took a strategic metal or a precious metal like gold? In 1971, the price for per ounce of gold was at $35. In 2021 at $1,891. So if you look at the appreciation of gold, it vastly outperforms the inflation rate. On the other hand, if you had saved in US dollars and put that in a savings account, it's actually has a negative worth today. So that's where you see that depreciating value of 559%. So truly, we actually lose by saving in dollars because of the way that the purchasing power declines over time. Here's a similar example with silver. You can see those numbers, but basically metals are metals. No matter which strategic asset you choose, which precious metal you choose, you will see a similar trend in that those metals perform over time well above the rate of inflation. Whereas when you just save in fiat, when we say fiat currency, it means currency that's not backed by a tangible asset, not backed by a strategic element. Instead, it's just the paper that it's printed on. So what if instead you saved in, when we say rare earth, there are certain, on the periodic table, there are certain elements that are defined as rare earth. We also talk about the technology metals. There are certain metals within the periodic table that have a distinction. For example, part of the rare earth elements are neodymium and praseodymium. And the way that those function, like up until probably 10 years ago, those were something that were never bought by individual investors or savers. They were primarily available to governments, to militaries, and now what has happened is industry has found a growing use in the technology industry for the rare earth. And so what we have found is a company that allows us to participate in that growing, burgeoning market, but not as an enormous saver where we need hundreds of thousands of dollars, but collectively we can pool our investing money and still have the opportunity to participate in those massive gains that can be made over time through participating in rare earth. So we'll talk a little bit about what all that looks like. So our partner company is based in Switzerland and in Liechtenstein. They have a storage in Liechtenstein and in Germany as well. And they offer precious metals technology and rare earth. They have to date had over $7 billion in sales worldwide, and they offer third-party storage. So what I want to be really clear about is that when you partner with our company's partners, you are the owner of those metals. Okay, they're never owned. You don't have to worry about the integrity of the company's financials simply because you're the owner. They acquire them in your name. And so at the storage facility that's insured and audited every single year, and in fact, those metals would even be deliverable to you. Although I'm going to tell you that when you're participating in the purchase of industrial metals, I can't imagine a situation where it would ever be advantageous to you to have those delivered. The reason being is that the reason the rare earth and technology metals are stored in Germany is because Frankfurt is like the hub worldwide for the biggest industrial purchasers of these types of metals. So when you want to sell your investment, you want those to be stored where the people are coming to purchase. So if you had them delivered and you took them back to your house, that'd be great and everything. Their value would be there, but how would you ever find a buyer? And how would you find, I mean, if you have a big technology company that's looking to acquire these metals, they may want to acquire them in a fairly significant amount. And so you want to keep them stored in the warehouse where they are, where they're safe, where they're protected, where they're insured and audited. But at the same time, the importance about saying deliverable is so that you understand that when you acquire strategic assets with us, it is the physical metal itself. Oftentimes, when people talk about precious metals or technology metals, what they really want to sell you is what I would call paper metals. It's the concept of the commodity, but it isn't actually the physical metal itself. So when we say deliverable, we want to be really clear about the fact that these metals are physically held in the storage facility. You can purchase strategic assets on a one-time basis. So let's say you have a large amount that you're looking to protect and hedge against inflation. Maybe you've had a sale of a piece of property, or you're somebody who's received an inheritance, or you've saved a big nest egg and you're looking for the opportunity to move that purchase all at once. That's definitely a possibility in both rare earth or in precious metals. In fact, there are even some highly advantageous bonus situations for people that are putting in more than 200,000 in value at one time. And at the same time, we offer 10 to 30-year term purchases for as little as $100 a month as well. So there's definitely an affordable monthly minimum. And let's say you're partway into that, maybe you picked a 20-year term and you've been saving your $100 or $200 every single month. What happens if maybe the price goes real high and you say to yourself, you know, I really think I want to sell some of the metals I've accumulated? That's totally a possibility. You can sell off part of what you've accumulated from month to month at any time during the term. In fact, you can even ask to end your term early. It's just that you will still, there's an upfront fee when you choose your term, and that's not refundable. So if, for example, you decide to cancel your contract after 2 years or 4 years, you just won't have the same gains that you would see from choosing that longer term purchase. Because with strategic assets, especially with the precious metals, they're highly stable as far as their performance, but they're a little slower growth than, for example, the rare earth. And I just got some really great new charts, so be sure to join us like next Thursday night, July 1st. I'm hoping to incorporate some great new charts into the presentation that show you the very specific rate of performance that the companies have seen since 2010. So I think that's going to be very interesting for everybody to see. But we allow you to acquire these strategic assets from very reliable providers. And for those of you that have joined us in previous presentations as well, you've seen how EMH and EMH was named as the best commodity provider in the German-speaking part of Europe in 2017, and they continue to have a high reputation there as well. So at the end of the presentation, you'll have the ability to join us over in the other room at the top of the hour in our phoenixrisingteam.com, our other Zoom room, where we have an open meeting. And we are always over there after the presentation, so that if people have questions, want to see some of this additional proof of things, we're happy to show you that after the regular presentation. So these are some of the examples of your ability to own these strategic assets. Within the precious metals, we have gold, silver, platinum, and palladium. And you can choose to put those in whatever combination makes sense to you. Or at the same time, our partner companies hire an advisor, and every quarter, and again, every month too, he emails all the customers and makes some recommendations. And so we can let you know what his recommendations are for different kinds of savers as to how they might want to distribute those their purchase of these assets. So what we have here is a complete asset ecosystem. Asland has a number of opportunities. In fact, it can seem almost overwhelming when I share all the different things that we're working on. But the reason that we're doing it is because we want to create an ecosystem for people so that no matter where you are in your savings journey, you might be young or old, you might have a little to save, you may have a whole nest egg that you're looking to have perform um, all the way through the remainder of your retirement, or what kind of legacy money you can leave for the next generation. You may be somebody that's highly knowledgeable around gold or other strategic assets and cryptocurrency. You may be somebody who never even thought about gold beyond a piece of jewelry. And so, what we've created here is an entire ecosystem that allows somebody to dip their toe in and really start their educational journey, or at the same time to participate across a major diversification of asset allocation. So what we have is we have gold not only through our partner company where you can have the baskets and have a variety of metals in those larger industrial quantities, or we also allow you to get 1 gram of physical gold, and that is gold that you can store at your own house. That would be deliverable. That would be something to help hold physically in the event of an emergency or some kind of economic disaster, some kind of collapse. The security that comes from knowing you just have some physical gold in your possession in the event that a currency, throughout history, fiat currencies have always gone to zero. Right now, the US dollar is the longest standing fiat currency in history. So I'm not saying that definitely says what's going to happen, but oftentimes we look to history to see indications of future performance. And so, Google that, look at the history of fiat currencies and educate yourself around that. Our TMN token opportunity, right now we've finished a pre-sale, and that is in the process of getting ready for an ICO opportunity in the future. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about that. Our assets are well preserved for those that have participated, and I look forward to sharing more about that opportunity and how it fits into our ecosystem going forward. But tonight, the thing I'm going to really spend a little time focused on is our APP, our Accelerated Performance Platform. I can't imagine a better time for people to get involved with our APP platform, simply because right now, this is a platform where owners of Bitcoin can have, let me move on and see if I'm going to go past this one and let's talk a little bit here. Within our APP platform, we have traders that have a 6-year history trading trading cryptocurrency for a profit for their customers. So when you have Bitcoin that you are willing to put in this pool, now you might be somebody who says, I don't have any Bitcoin. Well, we can help you take your dollars and turn that into Bitcoin. The reason it's such a great time right now is you may have been watching in the news that Bitcoin's taken kind of a, the price has gone down. If you're somebody who's purchasing, that's an excellent thing, because inevitably when it rises again, you will have bought in the dip. And people often talk in cryptocurrency about buying the dip. And right now, that's why it's such a crucial time to get involved, because you're buying the dip. Then what happens is that every single month, this earns up to 3% per month with a possible bonus. So what that means is each month you get 3% more Bitcoin. Now, the price can go up or down. That's true. The price of your Bitcoin could go up or down, but every single month you're adding 3% to it, and that's cumulative. So if you hold that 3% every single month, you're seeing a 36% annual return. And if you know anything about the rule of 72, in a little less than 2 years, the amount that you have there is going to double. And so I often liken it to, like, in the realm of strategic assets, imagine um, if you had a home. So this is for people that want to hold Bitcoin, okay? Like, I want to hold Bitcoin over the long haul. I'm not necessarily a trader. I'm not somebody who wants to buy my Bitcoin today and make money tomorrow. I see a long-term growth situation and I want to hold some Bitcoin. So for the Bitcoin that I'm holding, I want to make an additional return on that and increase it. So imagine it as though you bought a home that's on a plot of land. What if every single month the piece of land your home was on or the property that you owned grew by 3%, so that every year you now own double the property? Well, you weren't selling it anyway right now. So it doesn't really matter what's happening to the price of real estate. It could be up, it could be down. It doesn't matter because you're living in it. You're not selling it. In the case of your Bitcoin, you're hodling it or holding it. Hang on for dear life is what hodl stands for. You're hodling that coin and you're getting 3% more every single month. Now, in addition, if you happen to refer other customers, other people who want to do the same thing, 3 levels deep into an organization, you can earn an additional 2, 1.5, and 1% on their monthly returns, as long as you have at least a $500 deposit in that system. $500 worth of Bitcoin is what I mean there. So what you're talking about is over time, not only the ability with your own transaction. So understand, you don't have to refer anyone. That's totally an optional thing. If you just came in and get 3% per month, that is a basic 3 up to 36% per year, compounding over time, is an enormous return on your Bitcoin. Now, in addition, you can earn an additional 2, 3.5, 4.5% in 3 more levels on making referrals. So this allows you to build a residual passive income simply by helping your friends save, which I think is just, it's amazing to me. And I'm bringing it up right now because we're right at the beginning of the next. You commit your money at least 1 month at a time. It's a month to month, and you withdraw with notice by the 23rd of every month, and you would receive that by the 7th of the following month. But what we have right now is that you can really get in anytime, but for anybody that's getting started right now, they'll have that full month of income, that full up to 3%. So this is, it's easy access. It is definitely what I see as the best first start within our company. This gives you the chance right away to get your money working for you on day one, and as well as being able to start making referrals. Some other things about our contracts and our companies. What we're really looking for here is easy access for people and an easy exit when it becomes time for you to do so. That's why we put our third-party vault in place for the metals and the rare earth, and there's a sales service there. So how fast that, I want to be really clear about this, is that when you become ready, like let's say you've saved precious metals for 10 years and maybe you've had rare earth for 20 years. Right now, I would say that the precious metals typically are selling in just a day or two. The rare earth can take a little bit longer, simply like a week or two, simply because they look for industrial companies that are wanting to buy that for certain projects. Now, what does that mean over the long haul? There definitely is a situation where if companies are buying fewer raw materials, there may be a little bit longer wait, especially on the rare earth. So I'm telling you that so that you can make decisions for your financial situation based on your own situation. If you're looking for a quick sell, you want to stay in crypto, you want to stay in precious metals. If you're looking for the maximum amount you can make over the long haul, then the rare earth makes more sense for you because you're not in a situation where you need to sell it in one day necessarily. And again, this is every single one of these opportunities is thoroughly vetted, and they're all what I would consider they all perform very, very well. I myself am interested in the entire ecosystem because what I really want is I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket. I'm looking for diversification over time so that no matter what happens, I think one thing that the world history has shown us in the last year and a half is that sometimes we can't predict what's going to happen. Sometimes we have no idea what the world climate is going to bring to our own personal financial situation. So anytime I can find a company that protects me across a variety of situations, that's what really intrigues me. And not only that, but allows me to bring in other people and also get paid for making a referral to a quality company. Yeah, that's something I'm definitely interested in. So becoming a business partner with us is fully optional. Every one of our earning platforms is available to you at no cost. It's just something that we make available. And at the same time, we're also pleased to have you as our customer, regardless of whether or not you're somebody who wants to be a business partner and do the referrals. But just like we offer a diversification of your funds for savings, we also want to offer some diversity in the way our people get paid. So you can earn in US dollars, actually weekly for referrals to precious metals and bi-weekly on the rare earth and technology metals. So you could be paid every single week for doing referrals there for precious metals. Small denomination gold allows you to earn more small denomination gold through the referral process. And with your crypto holdings, I already went into pretty big detail about the APP platform. And right now, TMN Global our TMNG coin is not currently for sale. So we'll talk about that again when it is. But we want you to earn as you learn. There's some upfront options, there's residual options, incentives. And the beauty of all this is that the funds that you bring into our platform are always directed to your personal holdings. Like we never require somebody to buy a package in order to market our materials. It's nothing like that. You do not have to pay to become a business partner with us. We're going to help you, to train you. We're going to come alongside you, answer the questions for not only you, but any of your potential business partners or customers as well. We're trying to create here an ecosystem that allows all the savers to kind of cooperatively come together and in a decentralized system, take the profits that would normally go to a traditional banking system or a traditional investment company. Instead, as savers, we're trying to share that among one another so that we all get a better rate of return, protect our income, and become financially free at the same time. We have a really good system of communication within the team. You can always stay up to date in our Telegram channels with our Trello page. We have these regular webinars. On Monday nights, Lorraine hosts flying lessons, which gives updates to the whole team on any specials or any training. And our Work It Out meetings, we have a calendar. We have those after webinars like tonight. We have a Work It Out so that if anybody has a customer service issue or a new customer with questions or people who need training, we offer those meetings so that people always have the help and support that they need from any of the leaders within the community, as well as having regular communication with your sponsor. And you can also email us at info@aslan.com and our customer support team will handle anything that you ask there as well. So your next steps are to come on at 8 p.m. Central tonight, get any of your other questions answered or get back to the business partner that referred you to our presentation tonight. And that's how you get started with our onboarding process. We want you to get in where you fit in, whether that is one area of our ecosystem that's particularly appealing to you, or whether you can see an opportunity across the board for some great diversification and possibly some income production for yourself as well. So we will point you to places where you can do your own research, where you can learn more about these strategic assets. And we very much look forward to partnering with you and getting you started. So thanks a lot for joining us tonight. We'll see you at the top of the hour over in phoenixrising.com. Have an amazing night, everyone.